Hello gang, hello friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video finds you hunky-dory. If you're new, hello, my name is Jo and I do nail stuff. She does stuff with nail stuff, and the stuff she does with nail stuff, with nail stuff and stuff and nails. How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulously. Let me know down below how you are. I've been sent some stuff from Born Pretty store. This plate I did select because it's got skulls on it and flowers. I thought I'd save the peeling off to do with you guys because, oh, yes. So it's got skulls and coffins and flowers. This is the only way I'm ever going to be interested in doing flowers, if there's skulls involved. They also sent me this. What is this? This is a retractable duster brush for dusting, obviously, like that. Woo! And that goes back in there. That's really nice. Keeps it, mine's my other dust brush, so that one at least won't get They also sent me some, am I shouting? Probably, dipping powders, but not, I said I'd try out their dipping powders, but I don't have any of the stuff to go with it, so I won't be able to try those out today because I don't have, what goes with it? Is there like an activator or something? I don't know. But if they do send that, then I'll try those out completely without training or any knowledge, but we'll give it a go. So there's those two powders, and they sent me this Ombre brush, which is good because mine is getting a little bit tatty. So that's for ombreing like so. And what else did we get? Just wiggle that back in there. It didn't come with a little cover for the bristles, so just want to make sure I didn't mess it up. And this pot, which came with a little applicator, and it's one of those sort of clear AURORA pigments. Get the seal off. You don't get loads in there, but you only need a teeny tiny bit. So, there's like a lot of uses in there, but it's a very small amount. And I'm guessing that has a green kind of glow. What else? So, nothing. We're going to try and create the image that they use on their website for this listing, for this stamping plate, because I'm pretty sure, brackets 100%, that this is done on the computer. So we're going to try and create that in the real life. So it's me versus computer. I'm starting with Sweet Dreams, which is a gel perfection polish that you can get at diamondglitters.co.uk, and you can use code TEAMDG for a little discount. I do have a code for Born Pretty store, which I believe is MissJo20. I'll put it on screen. If it's different, then turns out I was wrong. This one is going to be the half and half. So I'm using the Sweet Dreams on one side. I would probably use a detail brush to do this on a client to get that straight line. And then I've cured that. So that's had a full cure. And now I'm taking Wild Violet and I'm going to do the other side. And I will cure that and then I'll do the same. So I'll just do a second coat of that. The rest of them had Sweet Dreams all over them, and then this one you can see it, the purple bit on there is not something that was done by a human hand, so we're going to do as close as we can, or just however I've decided to interpret it at the time. Interpretate, not even a word. So I took the ombre brush that they sent me and I'm just swiping back and forward. I could have stopped a few times and then put it in the lamp, but I decided to keep carrying on, just faffing, and which I know lots of people have asked about what faff means. It is an actual word, so Google it. It's the definition they give you will be better than me trying to explain it. But I faffed for a smidge. I wanted it to be kind of apparent that I had purposefully left it looking like streaky like this, and not that I'd just done a really shit ombre. So I faffed around to get this look that I thought would be acceptable. As I say, the other was done on computer, so I couldn't replicate it. And then I added a bit more at the bottom, just where I'd sort of made it quite streaky. I could just stop now. Just stop it, woman, and put it in the lamp. There we go. Good girl. Well done. I'm taking this one on the image that they had. They didn't get any of the skeleton's head in, but I wanted to get some of it in. I've taken a black polish, and you have to work quickly when stamping. The bit where you put the polish on and then scrape and then pick up, that has to be as quick as possible, because it dries so quickly that you don't want it to dry and not pick up on the stamper, and then you'll have to kind of clean the plate and start again. So that's on there. Once it's on, you can sort of mess about as much as you like. I know that those people that nobody knows who they are, but they say that you need to then get it on the nail quickly. Obviously, if you're not doing any filling in like this, then yeah, get it on as quick as you can. But, you know, you just need to press a bit harder, because doing this sort of thing, it's the initial black stamping polish that we've picked up. That's dried. That's just desert. So I'm taking a white stamping polish and filling in the skeleton. You could use an acrylic paint for this, but mine were in a drawer and they were at the back, and it was just effort. So I'm just using stamping polish. This you do have to work kind of quickly with. Well, you don't, but the stamping polish kept drying up on my palette, so I kept having to add more. So I'm taking a white and a pink and a yellow and a green, and then just adding them in to fill in the little details. The dots I did first. The thing that you want to be like on top of, so I want the yellow dot to be on top of the pink, so we do the yellow dot first, because then you're going to flip it over. So you do have a little border as well that you can work in, because if I took that white and went onto the black, that wouldn't matter too much, because when you turn it over, the black is what's in the foreground. Does that make, I've got a video on stamping. I'll put a link, because I'm talking just bollocks. So I'm pressing that on there, making sure I press it quite firmly, because obviously it's all quite dry. And then just sort of picking off those overhangy bits. And I'm going to top with base coat. Well, I'm not topping, I'm just putting some base coat on, which is the first base. And then I'm going to put a matte top coat on it. So I tried the full stamp, but it just didn't go with the set, so I did it again. And I've cured that with the base coat on, and then I've topped it with matte. So see, I've put more of the skull on there just because I thought it would suit the set a bit more. And where these nails are a lot longer, I figured we needed a bit more of the image. I'll explain why I did the base and then the matte when we get to it again. So I'm now taking this one, which is the half and half, which we'll do on the half and half nail. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to fill in the skeleton with white and then the flowers with the other colours. Did I speed it up? I can't remember. But I can tell you now. So the reason I did base coat, first, was because matte can kind of behave a bit. I've had a few. Matte can behave a bit differently to normal top coats. You notice like the brush in most matte top coats is quite splayed, and I don't know how to describe, but it can act a bit differently. So I didn't want to put matte straight on top of the stamp. I just wanted to protect it. And then on this one especially, I put the base coat on top of it once I've stamped the nail, because I then add another black line down the center. So if you want to work on top of the stamp with gel polish, put a base coat down, cure it. That will just protect it from anything you do on top of it. And if you make a mistake, you can wipe it without wiping off all the hard work of filling in all the colours on the stamps. So I'm just going to carry on and fill in the flowers and the da-da. Why do I do that sometimes? Someone commented the other day saying that they have a drinking game where every time I say a word aggressively, is that what you meant? When I say I'm filling in the flowers. Oh my goodness, guess what happened the other day? I'm going to tell you because I'm just doing the same thing here. It's fine, we'll just chat. I had a client the other day. Oh my goodness, it was the funniest thing. So one of my clients is pregnant. She's due in June or July. It begins with a J. And I said, oh, I'm free now if you want to come now, which was earlier or whatever when we'd had her booked in. So she was like, yeah, I've just got back from the shops or wherever she'd been. I'll come now. I was like, okay. So she came and, we were halfway through doing her nails. And at the end, she said she had a message from her fiance that said, where'd you go, babe? So she was sat down. She said she hadn't taken like her shoes or her coat off yet. So they were just sat down. She got up, saw my message, was like, yeah, okay, I'll come now. And she got up and thought, okay, I'll go now. Didn't tell him where she was going because her baby brain, she just didn't think. And it just came to me. So he's just sat there. Like, la 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 la, sit here, she's here, and then she gets up probably just to go and take her shoes off or go to the loo, and then she just didn't come back, just had the door go and the car drive on. She didn't come back. I said, just go home, sneak back in, go into the bathroom, and then come out and just be like, what, I never went anywhere. But I just thought she was just leaving the room. She just didn't come back. Anyway, okay. Okay, is everyone all right? So I'm now. Where'd you go, babe? So I've put this on the nail, and I'm now. I pressed quite hard because obviously it's been a while painting it, so it was dry, and then I've topped with base coat, and I'm now taking. For fuck's sake. I'm now taking black out. Zen. I'm now taking black out. I'm taking black out, and I'm going to redo the line down the centre because the image doesn't fill up the whole nail. So I've done that, and now I'm topping it. I've cured the black line, and I've topped it with matte, and it's pretty out of focus. You can't see, the stamp doesn't show up quite as much black detail as it shows on the computer image, but I've got to catch my breath. But I think it still looks fine. So I've stamped this one. I'm doing this in a weird way. I need to stop and just get this out. Okay, I'm back. It's been several minutes. It was light. It's now dark. I've taken white for this. Did you just take a shot then? White. For this one, and I've taken off any surrounding the frame around the coffin. I used a scraper just to press onto the stamper and take that off, because I don't want to really see that. I'm using this as a guide for getting the purple on in the shape of the coffin, which it has in the image, which is the only way you could do it. That's not, they haven't stamped. Once you've scraped the image, you don't get a solid gap of colour where the coffin is. So the only way that's been done, well, the only way it's been done is on a computer, but this is the only other way to do it, is to pick up the image and then take off. I mean, you wouldn't have to take off the outline of everything else, but unless you get the next one on top absolutely perfect, then you're going to see this one. So I've done it in white. picked off some of the outline, and then I'm filling that in with the purple colour, and then I'm going to cure it and then go over it again. Does this need any filling in? I think possibly, yes, some of the flowers. So now I'm doing this. So yeah, I took off the outline of the coffin so that when we do go over it with this black one, if it's not perfectly lined up, you're not going to have this kind of random white lines. So I'm going to fill this in. I think it would have worked well as a layered stamping plate if they'd had like this coffin shape, but without anything in the middle. So when you pick it up, the coffin shape is block colour. So then you could use a stamping polish to pick it up. But because I wanted it the same colour like they'd done as the half a nail for the one before this. Is this getting confusing? Possibly. It could be the Baileys. But anyway, because I wanted it to be the same colour as the gel polish I'd used, this was the only way to do it. I hope that makes sense. And some of the flowers on the computer image are kind of ombre, so you've got like a pink going into a white perfectly. Not going to happen. It's just not, no. So they've probably just got, it's not a very good ombre of flowers, but it's how we're going to achieve something close to it. So I've now gone over that and stamped it on there, and I did kind of move a bit as I stamped, so I don't know if it looks wonky or is it just because one of the sides of the coffin is missing, but it's missing on the image. That's how it's meant to be. So that's how we got the purple in the background. There was no picking that up as one colour. Plus, where are we going? Who was there? What did she say? Who are you? Plus, I wanted it the same colour as the gel polish. There we go. I did try and fill in the stamp with gel polish, but when I cured it, obviously the gel polish goes hard, and then stamped it, and it did transfer, but where a nail's curved, obviously the gel polish is cured hard. It wasn't sort of flexible enough to lay flat. The gel polish, if you did it thin, it probably would be, but doing it thin on this shiny stamper, it kind of had, you know, when you put like water and oil together and it kind of separates in little circles, it did that if I did gel polish thin on the stamper. So anyway, we did it this way. Oh, there's going to be haters on this. I can't wait. This one is the nail that they left plain, but I didn't want to do that because that was boring. So I've picked up this image, which is the skeleton hands making a heart, and I'm taking some rose crystals, which are also from Diamond Glitters, and I'm using Super Base, to adhere them enough that they sort of sink in, but not so much that it comes up around the sides and softens any facets of the crystals. And then you all right? I decided to add a smaller one at the bottom. I should have used a detail brush just to add this bit of Super Base, but I couldn't be bothered. So I just used the brush. Probably got some on the crystals. What are you going to do? And then I will cure that in place, and then I'm going to matte top coat around it. Obviously the nail before this I topped with base coat and then matte topped after that. So I'm going round these crystals with matte, and I suspect I have just talked a load of nonsense for the last, I don't know how many minutes. My apologies. I mean, I'm not that sorry. Where'd you go, babe? And that's in the lamp. So there is it next to the plain one. Yeah, I didn't do the best job of that. Doesn't look anything like it. And now this one. So I'm taking. Look, they've missed out the yellow dot in the flower there. Humans are smarter than machines. Maybe not. I don't know. Not this human. So I'm going to fill this in with... Oh, I shouldn't have thought about it again, because now I'm just laughing. You know, there are some things in your life, like a story or someone says something and it makes you laugh so much, and it will... You can think about it years down the line and it will make you laugh just as much. This is one of those stories. Just sat here. She's just going to loo, probably. Maybe she's going to go and make me a cup of tea. Nope, she's gone. See ya, abandoning him with his unborn child. Anyway, I have another story like that that's just too rude to tell. I'll ask one of my best friends. I'll ask her for permission to tell you because it's amazing. Oh, she told me this when we were like 17, maybe even 16, which was several years ago, and it's still fucking hilarious. You had to be there. So I'm filling in the same again, and I did realise while filming that it's just going to be same again, but hopefully you're here just because you like being here. I think we should make a drinking game one day out of the videos, just for the grown-ups, not for the small percentage of young people who watch. You're not allowed to drink. Come to England, you can drink when you're 18 there. So I've done this, and I'm stamping it. Press down, like I say, press down firmly when you've painted all the background in, because everything's kind of dry, especially the initial outline. So pressing down firmly and taking that off. And then going over it with base coat just to protect it. And then cure that. And then I will top that with Make It Matte. I think that's the last one. Is it? I don't know. I'm not really here. You see what I mean about the matte top coat brushes? They're a bit kind of like open. They're almost like a bit drunk, you know? When you're sober and you're walking and you can walk in a straight line, but when you've had a drink, you're all like, "Bleh!" That's what a matte top coat brush is like. So that is the last one. Let me know how you think I did against the machine. Perhaps we should get some other techs trying nail tech versus computer image. If you have any baby brain stories, let me know, because I clearly find them hilarious. And I try and read some out in the next videos. I hope you like this. If you do like it, then please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I have a TikTok, I know, who am I? At Miss Jo's Nail Co. I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Where'd you go, babe? Bye. Bye.